What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Of course, you know it's your boy B. How buddy, yo, shout in. Hey, man, I got a friend and family member to the show stepping off in this thing. Beats by the pound. Louisiana legend. Moby Dick, what's good with it, boss?
What's really happening, brother, man? It's a blessing to be here, alive and well, and, you know, man, just being grateful, vibrating in gratitude, bro.
Hey, man, I'm here for that, Mo. I mean, you blessed me with this book, though, man. This Moby Dickopedia. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Break this down to me, man. The life, language, and lyrics of Raymond Poole.
Yes, sir, man. I mean, that's my life story, man, up to a certain point. You know what I'm saying? It came from humble beginnings. I'm from a town called Morgan City, Louisiana.
Yeah.
Which, you know, very few people know about, but enough people do. And a lot of people suspect that I'm from New Orleans, but I'm not. That's where my family, you know, eventually ventured out to. My uncle Claudius, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, that's P's grandfather. But my beginnings come from Morgan City.
Yeah.
And I just told a story from a perspective of a dude from an old swamp town, you know what I'm saying, where petroleum and seafood is the main industry, you know what I'm saying? That's the front industry, but there are other industries on the back scenes. And I just told it from my perspective, you know what I'm saying, and how I wound up, you know, meeting my cousin years later after his brother Kevin passed away and things took off, you know what I'm saying, at that point.
Okay, Mo, at what point when you was in Morgan City did you realize that music was your calling, though, man? And did you answer the calling immediately?
Well, I mean, you could say it in a sense I did because that's what I'm best at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I've been doing music pretty much since the womb, you know what I'm saying, in my mom. My mom tells the story that since, you know, I was in the womb, she would be around music, I would go crazy. You know what I'm saying? So when I came out, I come from a musical family on my mother's side. You know, my grandfather was the choir director and also the minister of music in the family church, the Washington family churches, which is my maternal side. And, you know, they were deeply involved in the church and the music ministry, and he passed that on to me, you know, through the DNA. So I just couldn't help myself. I mean, that's what I'm here to do. And I had many accolades in the band, and from 5th grade all the way to college, and you know, I tried other things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mama sent me to college to. She said, "Well, I think you're intrigued by the sciences." So she was like, you know, a lot of doctors make money, lawyers make money. So, you know, that's the the go-to things that mothers want to see their sons be, either a doctor or a lawyer or something to that magnitude. I tried all that. I wanted to be an optometrist at one time, and like, you know, doing those labs in college and cutting open frogs and lizards. That wasn't for me. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
You know, so I stuck to what I'm great at.
Answer me this, though, Mo. I mean, during your journey, though, man, I mean, those different pivots along the way, what was going through your mind at that time when you were just trying to find yourself before you winded up becoming one of the greatest producers of all goddamn time, though? Did you know the whole time it was something greater for you in the future, or were you just living day by day trying to see what the hell was going on?
It was a mixture of both of them, because I knew what I wanted to be at a certain point. I mean, everybody knew me for doing music.
Yeah.
I mean, that's synonymous with Raymond Poole, you know what I'm saying? And then it ultimately became Moby Dick later on. But, you know, through all my accolades, I speak about that a lot in the Moby Dickopedia. That's all, you know, my musical timeline is in there. It's pretty much about my musical timeline.
Yeah.
And I was inspired by, I mean, my musical timeline from the 60s, the late 60s, the 70s, all of the 70s, all of the 80s, some of the greatest music was made from that. You talking about Motown, Philadelphia International.
Yeah.
All those things in the 80s, you came along with the, I would say from the mid to the late 80s, you had the Planet Rocks. So I saw the hip hop and computer music and dance music in its infancy, disco and all that type of stuff. So that impacted my life. That soundtrack made me want to just get involved on it on another scale. And I knew what I wanted to be early on, But then, with life comes finding yourself. I was still searching for me, you know, who Raymond is and what Raymond actually is, because some of us can have different talents and different abilities and capabilities, but I just find out eventually, man, I'm here to do music. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you on that.
That's what I'm here for.
When your cousin Kevin passed, though, man, and you linked back up with the Miller Boys, what was that like when you reunited with the fam from the NO?
Oh, man, that was unexpected, because I'll never forget when I got the news that Kevin had passed away. We got killed. It was through his uncle, Anthony. Shout out to Anthony Miller.
Yeah.
We still communicate to this day, and also me and Big Percy communicate to this day. And when I got the news, I was going to SUNO, Southern University of New Orleans. And that was at a period in time where, I was still searching for self. I was a young college student, and Kevin was going to SUNO too. He was playing basketball.
Yeah.
And I called there for him, because when Percy, Master P, everybody knows as Master P, when he went off to U of H to play ball, it left Kevin there. So me and him, cause we always, when I would go to New Orleans from Morgan City, we would always link up in the Calio, go walk the streets, go walk the projects, go to the store, get these big pickles and pig lips and all that type of stuff, potato chips and soda, you know what I'm saying? The big, what they call the big shot sodas. We got those, man, in the gingerbread case. But so when Kevin passed, you know what I'm saying, that had been the last time I had seen P. You know what I'm saying, was at his funeral. Romeo was a little kid, little baby. He couldn't have been no more than 1.5, 2 years old, whatever. Yeah. And when we was at the funeral, looking at Kevin in his casket, P had his son, Romeo on his hip. He was, P was like numb. I could see the numbness in him. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, I could see the pain, because him and Kevin, like that, bro. I tell you, saw one, you saw the other. But so I seen him at that funeral. Fast forward, I saw him years later, at the time when me and my fraternity brothers, the bros.
All right now.
Wichita. You know what I'm saying? We had made a road trip from Wichita to go down to the Bayou Classic, and the mid stop where we would get rest was in Dallas. And then two other of my fraternity brothers who were the security guards and bouncers, and gave us access to it. So after a little dilemma happened up in there, he noticed me, and one of my fraternity brothers noticed him pointing at me. When I turned around, I noticed, and that's my cousin, pointing at me, you know what I'm saying? Smiling and stuff like that, gold teeth going crazy. Went up to the DJ booth, like a long time no see, family reunion type of thing. And we hugged each other, dapped each other, like, man, you still doing this music? I said, yeah, I'm still doing it. Where you at now? In Kansas. What you doing in Kansas? I'm playing for a church, and, I'm out there with my fraternity brothers.
Yeah.
We on our way down to New Orleans, going to the Bayou Classic. He said, I was thinking about going on there, but I'm out here promoting my record. He was promoting High for Christmas, and also I think was the Ghetto was trying to kill me. You know what I mean? So he gave him some material, and then he made the invite to come to California. We exchanged information. The rest is no limit history, man. So it was like, to see him in a place I didn't expect to see him, I knew it was divine intervention. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that was.
Also, I want to ask, though, with the death of Kevin Miller, how do you think that changed history moving forward for everybody?
Oh, man, if Kevin would have been in No Limit, it would have been a different No Limit. You know what I'm saying? Real talk, because Kevin was like P's other brain. You know what I'm saying? He was his other brain, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And C has a lot of similarities to Kevin. Free C murder, man. Real talk. Free my cousin, bro. Let him up out of there. Yeah. But it would have been interesting to see. It would have been very interesting to see Kevin there. Real talk. Real talk.
Okay. So now, as a producer, though, Moby, what song is the one that you just really feel came from the spirit of Moby Dick? When you went into that studio and went crazy, what was the song that you was like, okay, I just gave y'all my all. If y'all don't come in here and snap on this thing, I don't know what to say no more.
Oh man, that's a great question because it was a lot like that.
Damn.
It's a lot like that.
But give me the top 5 then. I'm here from all of it.
I'm gonna say the one that really jumped it off was that Gangsta Fight with
Cain and
Abel, bro.
That's my favorite moment. You know that, don't you?
Come on, I didn't know
Come
that.
on, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then Cuz came in there and just did what it did, you know, he put his stamp of approval on there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then I say after that, I'm gonna have to go with that Bourbons and Lags. That Bourbons and Lags. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
That one there, that was you know what I'm saying, is the creation of that one, you know what I'm saying, was, you know, I don't know what hit me at that point, you know what I'm saying, and 'cause I always was a Marvin Gaye fan, and then the how I approached it, you know what I'm saying, and 'cause No Limit like was whoever was there in the studio at the time when we were making the beats, see, you get on that record, you know, if you snapped hard enough.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So we had some hard hitters, you know, from the Max, from the Mills, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? To the Fiends, you know what I'm saying? Slim.
Come on,
we
man.
keep going, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to say another one. It's going to be that Lawbreakers.
Okay, with Soulja Slim.
Yes, sir.
How did that one come across? Because that was another one of my favorites too.
Yeah, already. Man, that Lawbreakers, man, like Slim was in the mood. He was in the Slim was something special, man.
Yeah.
You know, God bless the dead, man.
Yes, sir.
Long live Slim. I ain't gonna say
sir.
that. I'm gonna recant that. Long live the spirit of Soulja Slim. Slim was very special, man. He had a work ethic.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I think that's where Wayne, I could say that Wayne, you know, I don't know what was in his head, but I can assume that Wayne got his work ethic from him. Man, when we got him at No Limit, and he came there, and he had tablets, because he was locked up for a hot little second. So he was already ready to go, had him in the chamber.
Yeah.
And but at that time, he just came off the dome, and while I was playing the beat, cause we were working on that, Give Him to a Raw album.
Yeah.
So when we was in that moment, you know, it was just like, it's like a spirit that hit the room. You know what I'm saying? And he just started ripping that hook, man, like the way he was doing, like, and he went and laid it, and then that was something special. It's like, it's kind of ineffable, bro.
Those strings in that track, though, Moby, what was your mind at producing that thing, man?
I don't know.
Because, I mean, that thing, the whole track, Slim had no choice but to get on that thing and go off.
I think I embodied the energy that was in the room. I'm in there with Slim, one of the greatest ever to do it. You know what I'm saying? And he was, to me, was a living legend at that time. You know, I mean, everybody loves Slim. Yeah. So I'm like, you know what? We just had that synergy in the room. And it was just like a Holy Ghost hit. You know what I'm saying? And that spirit just told me what to do, man. And my fingers obeyed that command. And it just went, man.
Okay, when you speak of people like Soulja Slim, though, man, and you think about just legendary stuff, one of the beautiful things about No Limit is that everybody's leaving out of there a legend, okay? Did it feel like everybody was legendary at that time while y'all was in the studio, or was it just a bunch of camaraderie going on, everybody just working together to, you know, push this content out?
It was actually the latter, camaraderie, because No Limit was a family, it was an army, it was all that. It even had a little friendly competition going on in there because everybody was snapping.
Yeah.
When you got the likes, when Mystical came there, and like, oh shit, we got him and Fiend and, you know, Cain and Abel was snapping.
Yeah.
You got people slept on the Prime Suspects and Gambino fan. They all was snapping.
Bourbons and Legs, they showed up on there.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
Absolutely, full-blooded. I mean, we had nothing but spitters, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then we had some crooners like myself and Sons of Funk, you know what I'm saying? We had Mercedes, we acquired all that energy. Yeah. It was just it was one of the best times of my life as a creator. You know what I'm saying? To just be around all that family and love, bro.
Yeah.
We were taught my cousin, the head honcho, running it. You know what I'm talking about? That was beautiful to see a family business operating at the way it did. So it was something I'll never forget, and I would cherish for the rest of my life.
Honorary members of Beats by the Pound, Pimp C.
Oh, bro.
I mean, was it an instant chemistry when you hooked up with UGK?
Well, then that story is told in that book as well. But just to give you the gist of it, I met them through my fraternity brother, EW3 Ernest Walters, and my cousin Merrick, who was my former business partner, because I had a record label that partnered with him. It was called Starving Artists Entertainment. You know what I'm saying? / Copacetic Records. You know what I'm saying? So through that, when I left Morgan City, because I had gotten into some trouble and stuff like that. Some legal stuff. Left there so I can get my life together. Went to Wichita, Kansas, and told my cousin, hey man, run the business. You know what I'm saying? That song, you got it 100%. Don't wait on me. But I'm here if you need me.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So what he did, he went, started venturing off into promoting shows. And our favorite group at that time was UGK, especially from that Tell Me Something Good. That right there, that album right there, you know what I'm talking about? That album right there, I forgot the title of it.
Super Tight.
No, before that.
Before Super Tight.
It was the album, it was a cassette that they put out prior to Too Hard to Swallow. Then it eventually became Too Hard to Swallow.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
But I forgot, I can't think of it. I have a brain fart right now, so I can't think of the title of that album. But straight out of Port Arthur, Texas, man, which is like right up the highway west. It's like east, like that part of Texas is like Beaumont, Port Arthur, Texas City. We consider that West Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, my cousin had, he had acquired them and built a relationship with them when he booked them to do a show in Thibodaux, Louisiana. And from that, he built a rapport with them. My fraternity brother, he was the manager at the time for critical condition, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people call it CC Waterbound. And so hired them to be ghostwriter, Bun to be a ghostwriter, Pimp C to do some production. But then, when I was in Kansas, Mary reached out to me and was like, say, bro, this whole CC Waterbound critical condition, you the brainchild of this, man. I can't do this shit without you, so I need you. You told me if I need you, call you. So I'm calling you right now.
Come on.
So flew me out to Dallas and, connected with those guys, and we built a rapport there, and it was an instant, brotherhood right there, because so much respect for each other, because the guys, Merrick and Ernest and all the guys, Marlon and all them, man, shout out to Marlon Haynes out there. They talked about me so much to Pimp C and Bun. So it was like they already knew me, and I already knew them, you know what I'm saying, from when we met, and we just hit it off, man. And from that, I delivered that later on to No Limit from that affiliation.
Okay. Players from the South, man, I mean, when you bring that to No Limit, man, that's another one of those jams, sir.
Yes, sir.
I mean, break that down to me.
Bruh, I mean, that's in there as well. In the book, I talk about that. Yeah, it is. I talk about it, but just to summarize it.
Yeah, come on with the summary.
We working on the Down South Hustlers. Okay, and we were in the Bay Area, and P had everybody on there. He was a compilation king at that time, dude. He had already put out the West Coast, the first West Coast Bad Boys.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, when I saw him in Dallas, he was telling me he was working on the Down South Hustlers.
Answer me this. Were you there when he was doing the West Coast Bad Boys?
The first one?
Yeah,
No,
but
no.
either one of them.
Oh, the second one, we were in Baton Rouge at the time when we did that.
Okay, so that's what I want to know. How did the people on the West Coast react to a Southern guy doing West Coast Bad Boys?
I think it was mixed emotions because, people could be territorial, geographically territorial.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But P had already been in the Bay Area. He
Yeah.
already planted his flag there.
Yeah.
And let them know, hey, I'm here, but I'm representing the boot.
Yeah.
Representing Louisiana. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He had the goals and everything, the whole swag, and they was calling him country and all this type.
Yeah.
They didn't understand him. You know what I'm saying? People can get territorial with somebody coming there on their turf and then run circles around them business-wise.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Yeah, players from the South.
Yeah, that player from the South, man, how that came about, like I'm saying, people working on the Down South Hustlers, and I heard everything that he was doing. I heard the Dayton family, 8-Ball MJG.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. Who was that? He had people from New Orleans. You had, what? Yeah, did he have Mystical? No, he didn't have Mystical. I know he had players, what was that? Partners in Crime. All over. He had people from all over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I'm listening to it. I say, how you gonna do a Down South Hustle? I just told him, how you gonna do a Down South Hustle? You ain't got no UGK on there, bro. You can't do this, cuz. So he was like, he condescendingly replied, you know how to get in contact with him, cuz? Like figure like, trying to make a joke out of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, well, I think I got something on him right quick. So I got on the phone, called my frat brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, Ernest, and he put me in contact with Pimp. Pimp, he asked questions, and like he didn't know who P was at the time. You know what I'm saying? So, and then got me on the phone with him. Then I told him what the scenario was and told me there was some money involved, and you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It was on the next thing, Smoke. You know what I'm saying? Out to San Francisco. So we got in that studio. He came with his equipment, you know what I'm saying? And I had my equipment in my MPC 62 up there. And he did his thing. He had it up there. He said, well, Dick, play something. You know what I'm saying? So I played that boom, 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 boom. He said, yeah, Dick. So he clicked the, he said, let's watch this here. So he synced it with his Onsonic, the board that he had, ESQ. And so there's a way that he was able to trigger what I just played. And then he triggered it and manipulated it. And then I put some other sounds on top of it. He put the drums. And while we doing that, I'm hearing King George, shout out to King George, play it from the South Stack G. Because while we creating, they create.
Exactly.
They writing it because the beat inspiring.
Exactly.
At the time. So, and then, they writing, Bun writing. Then while the beat playing, P writing and Silk, doing this thing, and Pimp wrote it, and then they all laid their verse. It was a rap, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That creative process though with you and Pimp, did every song that y'all produced come out, and how many tracks were y'all in there cooking up when y'all got together?
Oh, every last one of them came out. Yeah, P wasn't leaving nothing to waste. We ain't have nothing laying around in no limit at all, because that's how we came out with so many records. Nothing couldn't go to waste. We had 26 songs on one album, and then between 97 and 98, you had 23, 24 albums come out.
Yeah.
And all of them got no less than 20, songs on there.
Yeah.
So nothing went to waste. But, everything we did with Jules, man, Pimp eventually hooked up with the other members of Beat by the Pound, and along with myself.
Yeah.
And we did that kick though. You know what I'm saying? That right there. You know what I'm saying? And we brought in Craig B and KL and stuff like that. And that's one of them things right there.
I mean, what was the atmosphere like when y'all had that track banging in the studio for Kick though? Because I mean, everybody was in that studio screaming and yelling and going crazy on that damn track.
Oh man, because Pimp C was able to incorporate that sound that me and KL created was called the CR whistle. When you hear that, ooh, So that, when you around other great creators,
Yeah.
it rubs off. You know what I'm saying? So you inspire subconscious. It's a subconscious inspiration. So we all musicians do it. When you hear other great musicians and producers, you borrow a little bit from them. So that little whistle, he put that line in there. He had a couple of drum tracks that he put in there, and we all pitched in, and it came to be one dynamic sound, bro. And then we were like, yeah, we know we got something right here. And then P, came in and did his thing.
Yeah.
And UGK did their thing, and it was just, and C, it was just crazy, bro.
The Ice Cream Man album, though. Yeah. I mean, that's another one of those albums that I don't think that album gets enough goddamn credit as well, Moby, because there are hits on that goddamn album that changed the trajectory of Southern hip-hop at the same time, too.
So you a man with some good sense.
Come on, man.
You a man with some good sense, because I say that all the time.
Yeah.
See, P was in the mindset of moving to the next album.
Uh-huh.
He was like he had a deal that was going on that he had with Priority, and I think he just wanted to just prove something to them. You know what I'm saying? Whatever he signed, he was like, okay, I'm going to supersede that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to just fuck your head up right quick. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he did. Me, myself, personally, I agree with you, because I figured that there's so much heat. Time to check my crack house.
Break them off
something. No video shot to that. You know what I'm saying? You had things ain't what they used to be. All that. But it was so many jewels on that album. I think because back what I had been accustomed to up to that point was good albums could last at least 5 years.
Yeah.
An album could have a 5-year run if you release those songs properly and let it breathe.
Yeah.
And then you could still capitalize on it. That album, if it was done in with that mindset, I think it could have easily went diamond and still be going diamond.
Yeah.
But that album there was crazy, man. Like, I agree with you, but we could have kept that one going.
What was it like? Because, see, I want to talk about different times in those eras, too, because some of those albums are like cornerstones of where the game changed and the trajectory changed at the same time, too. When the Ice Cream Man dropped, everybody knew that, okay, No Limit is a problem now, okay? The album's long as hell. It got all these damn songs on it, and it's jamming. And then also, the songs didn't sound alike either.
Yeah, that's because you had, different producers on there like K. Lou, myself, KL, Craig B, DJ Darryl.
Yeah.
That's another, those are two other honorary Beats by the Pound members. So shout out to K. Lou, shout out to DJ Darryl. Also shout out to the Sons of Funk. They were beat makers, so those were musicians as well.
Yeah.
They were honorary Beats by the Pound members. But it was like a gumbo, man. We had all these elements, all these different, different talents that came to the table, made those contributions. So when you have those, it's unlike a Dre and stuff like that, even though he incorporated dads into a lot of his stuff.
Yeah.
And later on, he had Scott Storch.
Yeah.
But you have an album like the Ice Cream Man, like I'm saying, it was like a compilation anyway.
Yeah.
He was the king of compilations. So he had not only did he have the producer, he had these features from these great writers and songwriters and artists, man, like Mia. You know what I'm saying? And,
come on.
You know what I'm saying? And it was just special, bro. It's like 31 flavors.
Yeah, exactly. Come on.
You said. Exactly.
I mean, producing the track for Ice Cream Man, the title track and the theme song of the album, though, man. What was that like for you getting in there saying, okay, I like to produce, but y'all know I'll sing in this thing, too, now. Don't get it messed up.
Well, man, like K. Lou led the production on that.
Okay.
Shout out to K. Lou again. He led the production. And, P was like, man, get in that, man. And he said, and K. Lou gave me the invitation to say, man, you hear something you want to put on it?
Yeah.
So I put the keyboard chords, like you hear the fillers, will fill that song up was the chords.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I played on the keys. And while after I did that, I laid that. I heard the hook. You know what I'm saying? Actually, P had told Mia. He penned that hook and say the part that she sung. He penned and say, "Well, Mia sang this part right." And she went in and sang it because she got a voice on her as well.
Yeah.
And while she was singing that, I just filled in Mr. Ice Cream Man. I just filled that in, you know what I'm saying? And people like, "Cuz, go lay that." You know what I'm saying? So it was just a vibe. It was a synergy that was going on, and I just did what I felt, you know what I'm saying? And he said, "Go lay it."
During those different eras and times, from the Down South Hustlers and the Ice Cream Man album, and then when you're speeding up towards the Ghetto D time and stuff like that, what was the difference in those times as far as the production and the mindset you were in creating?
Well, it was an evolution for P as a executive, as an artist, and us as a label. Because up to that point, we had got Mystical, we had got Cain and Abel, we had got Fiend. We had accumulated and we had acquired some talent, some more talent.
Yeah.
So that made all the difference in the content.
Yeah.
And the sound and all that. You know what I'm saying? Because at first, I think that was around the time right before when Odell came to Beats by the Pound. Odell came like later after Craig B. You know what I'm saying? And the budget was different. You know what I'm saying? The budget was different. You know what I'm saying? And money was made because a lot of records were sold up to that point. You know what I'm saying? And so, it was time for another Master P album because he was in high demand then.
Yeah.
And he had did several album covers for it because at first they had a crackhead on there smoking and they were like, "Hey, go back. We can't put that out like that." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it was dope artwork. You know what I'm saying? So the thing about No Limit, we had the artwork done prior to the release of the album. So the artwork inspired, and it set the tone.
Yeah.
It set the tone for the music. You know what I'm saying? So when all that was going on, people just making contributions, and P, he had some ideas and we had some ideas and we were pooling those ideas, and then it got to a point where it was a process of elimination for certain songs. We just couldn't put all the songs on that one album because you know what I'm saying. And he had he hired other producers, on certain songs and stuff like that. And man, that was another magical moment.
Yeah.
See, the thing about that, a lot of people say that was P's best album. It was a great album.
Yeah.
But you made a point about Ice Cream Man. Real tough.
Come on.
But the difference between those, like I said, was more talent. It was a different time.
Yeah.
Different things that was going on in the world that to be talked about, and he just talked about it.
When you think about Silk, C Murder, and P, just seeing your cousins do their thing and being able to keep it in the family and just jamming together as a family unit, man, what does that do? And what is that kind of synergy between blood getting in there going crazy?
Bruh, it was amazing, bruh. Just to see my little cousins just go in and do what they do, become the celebrities that they became, and express themselves like that. You know what I'm saying? Brothers, you know what I'm saying? The last time I had seen something close to that, was like, what, the Whispers, Jackson 5, the Silvers, you know what I'm saying? The Barge and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But in hip-hop, I had never seen nothing like that. And coming from where we came from and be able to talk our language, you know what I'm saying? And the way we did it is just, bro, I cherish that forever.
The imprint that y'all made on hip-hop at that time, because like we were saying before we even started the interview, I was telling you, I said, I don't even think you understand or the work, well, the fans know what Beats by the Pound did to the world, okay? Did you feel like y'all was making that impact at that time? Like when y'all, 96, 97, 98, when y'all putting out all of them damn projects and there are young black kids, white kids all over the world going and buying every last one of them because they got to have it. everybody don't get a chance to operate in that space to where they got a product that everybody wants and it's selling like hotcakes.
I'm gonna tell you when it really hit me, and I had that realization. We came here. I don't know if you recall. We did a show at Bounce. What was that other?
On Bankhead.
On Bankhead. I
Yeah.
forgot the name of the other club, but it's in the book.
Yeah.
And we did 2 nights. 2 nights back. We were booked for 2 nights back to back on a Friday and a Saturday.
Yeah.
So that was the first indication that somebody like our music. You know what I'm saying? Somebody like our music. So we came here, went to the West End, and did some shopping, get some clothes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we hearing these cars beating. You know what I'm saying? I'm hearing boom, 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 boom. Ooh, that's our music.
Come on,
you know
man.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm hearing everything, stuff like fillers, like, you know what I'm saying? Killer pussy, killer pussy, killer. And they beating it, you know what I'm saying?
Come
You
on.
hear them trying, wham, wham, wham. You know what I'm saying? I'm hearing about it. I'm hearing, you know what I'm saying? I'm hearing all them songs. They playing nothing but No Limit, every car.
Yeah.
It's one song or another on No Limit, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, hold on, these people really No Limit soldiers out there. Real talk. They No Limit soldiers out there, and it really hit me. And then, okay, a couple of weeks later, this when we were on tour, right? Go to Cleveland. We packing our stadiums. Same thing, we going shopping, going to the mall, let people know we here. Cars banging the same, shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They banging Fiend, they banging whatever. You know, Cain and Abel, and they beating our music. And then when we finally get to the shows, they know the songs word for word. Hooks that I wrote, songs that P wrote, songs that Fiend wrote.
Yeah.
Hooks that Mia singing, they're singing it word for word. All you gotta do is put the mic out like this here.
Come on.
And when he put the mic out, you know what the audience gonna do. They gonna sing that shit.
Yeah.
Or rap it. You know what I'm saying? So let me know, oh man, we doing we making an effect out here. You know what I'm saying? So every city we went to, from the Midwest to the South, everywhere, it was that same impact. And let me know we had arrived. And looking at BET, because BET was the joint then. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And seeing our videos playing and looking at Billboard.
Yeah.
And looking at, we got several albums on Billboard. I'm like, oh yeah, we here.
Okay, answer me this then, Mo, because at that time, No Limit has, clearly taken first place in the game. But it's a transitional time in hip-hop to where it's coming from the East Coast and the West Coast, and it's coming to the South now, which you would wind up staying for the next 25 years after that.
And it's still here.
And it's still here. What was that like? Did y'all see, how was the industry reacting to what was going on? Did you feel like folks felt like they was losing their grip on the game when y'all came through there raising Cain?
There was some resistance. Like I'm saying, people do get territorial. And New York had got pretty much territorial, and so did, California for.
Yeah.
But then you had some players who knew, you know what I'm saying, like the Jay-Z's of the world, the Puffies, and they're like, you know what? We ain't gonna be able to do nothing with these boys. We gotta join forces with them.
Come on.
And we had some love out there. I'm not gonna even front. We had some love from the Capone and Noriegas and stuff like that. Shout out to them. The Wu-Tang, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause we did some collaboration with those guys.
Yeah.
They knew the business.
Yeah.
And they knew the history. A lot of these guys know the history of music, that a lot of the music that they sampled came from James Brown, came from the Neville Brothers, you know what I'm saying? And came from the people from the South, like you just said, from the South. And they embraced it, you know what I'm saying? So we had mixed emotions at that time. We had love and we had hate at the same time. So, it was interesting.
What was it like collabing with Wu-Tang, man?
Bruh, shout out to Old Dirty, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it was beautiful to meet those guys in L.A., you know what I'm saying? And for them to know who we were by name, because they look at videos too, so they knew what was going on in the South. When we had did we had did a collaboration for I think it was for Mystical album, and ODB had did a record with him in Larrabee Studios in L.A. And Mystical got on it and smoked it, and then ODB came up in there running. I seen him pull his cousin, the RZA, to the side. God, how I'm supposed to go behind that, God? You know what I'm saying? How I'm supposed to go behind that? You know what I'm saying? This dude just ripped me a new asshole. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even get on the record yet. It was funny. It was comical.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But meeting those guys, man, was, I mean, good spirited, man. RZA was cool as fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, we helped him set up, you know, his MPC 60.
Okay,
you know,
then.
he was a beat maker. He was a tech guy.
Yeah.
So he had some technical issues. Me and KL helped him, and Craig B, we helped him just fix with a couple of, you know, things. We went through the menu and got him up and running. So, and then he offered me something to chief on.
Come on
You know
now.
what I'm saying? And, you know, that's when in my chiefing days, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, we chiefed and stuff like that. We had a good energy, man. So
Yeah.
It was a good meeting those guys. You know?
The medicine man, though.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? I also want to talk about that because, see, you got your early down south hustlers, then you got your Ghetto D time, but then also you got your medicine man time at the same time, too.
Yeah, the medicine man, came about. And I allude to it briefly because it's in the book briefly.
Yeah.
But the medicine man came about, that idea came about. This is not in the book, what I'm about to tell you. It was at a time when we were nearing the end of our tenure at No Limit. We didn't know that we was nearing that end, but it was around that time. And, you know, we used to come up with different slangs and sayings. I was the king of that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was good for that. Like, people know me for, you know, you give a fuck, you put it on them, you put it in them, all that type of stuff. You know, I was a little, you know, I had a little jokester stuff going on. But when it was a point in time when we knew that our music was necessary for the spirit and for the soul. And it was like an Aleve or something, or Tylenol or something like that. It was medicine. So we used to be around there saying, man, when I hear KL do a beat, that's that medicine. You know what I'm saying? That's that medicine. You know what I'm saying?
Just like it.
You know what I'm saying? But that would be me saying that.
Oh.
Me saying that's that medicine. I hear one of his beats. That's when he did that down for my nigga. That's that medicine. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know what I'm saying? It caught on.
Yeah.
It caught on like wildfire amongst the members of Beats by the Pound. So when that was pretty much a compliment to each other when we hear a beat and we would critique the beats and we were just cranking out bangers, we would consider it medicine.
Yeah.
And when we left No Limit, we, you know, because there was some, you know, stuff that was going on to where they had some new, P had some new guys that he brought in. And he started putting them under Beats by the Pound. They were like, no, can't do that.
Yeah.
That's us. That's us five.
Yeah.
Me, Kel, Odell, Craig B, and Los. You know what I'm saying? So other people started coming under our umbrella without our consent. And, you know, we didn't agree with that.
Yeah.
And then after we left, he continued to use the name Beats by the Pound. And, like, you know, we got that straightened out later on. And so we like, you know what? We're just going to, you know, Beats by the Pound is a name, but we are who we are. So we just changed it to the Medicine Men from that language that we were speaking. And that's how we became the Medicine Men.
Being the medicine men, though, being able to work with whoever the hell y'all wanted to at that time, I mean, what was that like, creating and collabing with new artists and just out here doing your own damn thing now?
The ultimate, well, We were already free. We made the choice to be loyal to No Limit because we were never under contract.
Okay.
We made the choice to be loyal because we were loyal, by default, and
Yeah.
that's the way we operate down there. Family, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're loyal to family. But when things didn't work out with No Limit, because, we didn't have time to work with nobody else when we were at No Limit.
Yeah.
So we had the time, which gave us the freedom to work with who we wanted to, and we had our own artist, which was Six Shot at the time.
Yeah.
And it was just, we were able to just stretch out and express ourselves because, No Limit was, should I say, it was a box. You know what I'm saying? So we had to fit that, that image and, that energy of No Limit.
Yeah.
In which, it limited us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Within the context of No Limit. So as medicine men, we were able to just do other things that we were capable of, and that was pretty gratifying.
Exactly. I mean, having that success outside, though, I mean, with that being great, I mean, was it the same? Was it the same? Not being with the family, not being with them same 20 folks that you've been producing for the last 5 years.
Well, absolutely not. And we had missed working with those guys, man. Even working with P, man, I mean, 'cause that's family. You know, we had built something. We had built a brand. We had built a sound. We're part of the cornerstone for the Southern hip hop. You know what I'm saying? We helped construct that house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and of course, the camaraderie that we gained through all the artists and stuff. Of course, man, we missed those guys. We didn't want to leave.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it was like a decision that we had to make for ourselves. But we also had the freedom to do what we want to do. And even after No Limit, we continued to work with the Fiends. We continued to work with the Serve. We continued to work with Mia and the Twins. Matter of fact, we did an album with Kane and Abel Post. Me and KL did some music with them when they left No Limit. You know what I'm saying? So, but then here come the Ludacris's. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
KL did that Move Bitch Get Out the Way.
Yeah.
I did 2 joints on that Chicken and Beer. You know what I'm saying? The Who Let These Hoes in My Room and Screwed Up and stuff.
Come on now.
So, we was able to flex and stretch out some more. You know what I'm saying? But it was different because, a lot of stuff was handled in-house. You know what I'm saying? With No Limit, but then there's a whole nother thing when we had to become bosses.
Yeah.
We had to be the decision makers and handle the business, so it was different.
Okay, becoming a boss, what was that like? Was it all it was cracked up to be, or just another headache?
Well, I'm going to say this. Everybody's not meant to be a boss. We're talking just not. You know what I'm saying? More people just better off being, creators.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we tried it. You know what I'm saying? One thing I can say, we gave a good try, but it was just a different animal because everybody just don't know or just not as efficient in the business area. So you had to go to people or hire people, and that's a whole nother thing, the trust factor.
Yeah.
Trusting people with your livelihood, that's a whole nother thing. So far as management, so far as who's really the CEO, who's the executive producer, that's a whole nother ball game outside of just being locked up in that studio doing beats. So it just was, I'm just gonna say this, when you're dealing with partners, it's a difference between a partnership and a sole proprietorship.
Yeah.
Big difference. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you got different inputs. You got, sometimes people don't see eye to eye. You got to be just ready for that. So that's what that is.
I got to ask you about when Snoop touched down at No Limit, though.
Okay.
Snoop Doggy Dogg, I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody was a fan of Snoop before he even came over there, seeing him over there at Death Row doing his thing. What was it like when you realized that, wait a minute, what the heck? Snoop is over here at No Limit with us?
Well, Snoop was like the long-lost cousin that came, you know what I'm saying? Real talk, he was cool.
Yeah.
Snoop still cool as fuck, you know what I'm saying? He, he didn't want no problems. He just wanted, come there, he wanted a safe haven because a lot was going on Pac had just got killed, Biggie just got killed, old boy from the Lost Boys, you know what I'm saying? He had, you know, what it was,
Freaky Ty.
Freaky Ty.
Yeah.
So it was some assassinations that was going on, Big L and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
at that time, I was thinking it was Pac and Biggie at that time. But he needed a safe haven. Suge was locked up. So a lot of stuff was frozen at death row. So it was like they were put on ice. You know what I'm saying? And he just needed to be creative. So when he came along, it was like, you know, we welcomed him. Say, man, you cool over here, you know, we got whatever, you know, we got something to protect you with. We got something to keep you eating and stuff like that. P got him a crib, you know, whatever he needed, you know what I'm saying? And so he found a family.
Yeah.
You know, he found a family situation, and it was dope, man, for as long as it lasted. You know what I'm saying? And just to say I'm working with one of my favorite rappers, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have nothing on his projects, but I did do some music for him that was on other projects.
Okay.
And stuff like that. And it was amazing working with that guy. He was a freestyle. I mean, he just off the top.
Yeah.
It's like it was freestyle, like he had a pen and pad just writing in his head. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like, damn, you know what the fuck? And he was laying that shit, man. So just to work with somebody of his magnitude was another notch of my belt personally. And like, yeah, man, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
With your memory and your mind being hindsight 2020, man, when you look back on those times, does it even seem believable coming out of Morgan City?
Bruh.
You see what I'm saying, man? This shit's crazy,
man.
Mo. Come on, man.
Coming out of Morgan City, I'm a swamp nigga, bruh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's the same place. My neighborhood was nestled, because Lake Palourde is a body of water, because my neighborhood is surrounded by water. Bayou Ramus, Lake Palourde, and Bayou Tetch, stuff like that. So coming from that nook, and right across Bayou Palourde is where they film Swamp People. You see what I'm saying? So that culture, trapping alligators, living off the land, and just, you know, not too many opportunities outside the shrimp and petroleum industry.
Yeah.
That's all there was, man. You know what I'm saying? And besides, you know, the prison industrial complex, they chasing niggas to put in jail so, you know, corporations could, you know, benefit off of that. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm one of the fish that got away. You know what I'm saying? Because the penal system, they was trying to just put people in jail.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Outside of, you know, like I said, shrimp petroleum is the other choice was the streets.
Yeah.
Selling dope. You know, I had my little, you know, I tried that for a little bit. It wasn't successful. I wasn't meant to be a career dope dealer, you know what I'm saying? So when I finally made that move to go to Kansas, you know what I'm saying, I had an outlet thanks to my cousin Chubb, you know what I'm saying, Alton Guidry, man, you know, rude to the brother and my cousin.
Yeah.
We, you know, he had an opportunity, man, when it was enough's enough. My daddy was going through his heart attacks at that time. It's in the book, you know what I'm saying? But when I finally got out of there and had an outlet, like not too many of us do, well, I'm going to recant that. You know, everybody got somebody everywhere. It's just about the choices that you made. So I made the choice, the conscious choice to change my life and say, you know what? I want to do something for me to make myself better and make my family proud of me.
Yeah.
So when I did that, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, if I could live here, I could live anywhere. I could survive these streets. I could survive this town with not too many opportunities outside these two industries and, you know, these three industries. Yeah. I could survive anywhere. So when I had the fraternities, you know what I'm saying, that those connections, I utilized those connections and stuff like that and made the best of it. You know what I'm saying? But coming back from Morgan City, man, and looking at, because there are other people who did things. I'm not the only one, you know, in other industries, like in sports. You know what I'm saying? You had the Dalton Hilliards. He played for the Saints, you know, but he's from the town that's like 2 towns down called Patterson. So we had parishes and not counties. You know what I'm saying? So within that same parish, we had the likes of Dalton Hilliard, you know what I'm saying, and Ike Hilliard and stuff like that who did things in sports. Dave Johnson who played for the Chicago Bulls and the Portland Trail Blazers. We had people who made it in sports, but so far as the arts, I think I'm still the standalone there that really did it. You know what I'm saying, like that to that magnitude. So I'm proud to represent where I'm from.
Yes, sir.
And be that representative and let the youngsters know that it's possible. So that's what I got the most out of it, to let these youngsters know, say, man, you can do what you want to do, no matter where you from. You just got to have the mindset and the want to. You made up mind.
I got to ask you this, Moby, because when you just mentioned the deaths of Tupac and Biggie, and then I think about the timeline of No Limit, it kind of seems like after those deaths, the industry fell right into y'all. It was just y'all's for the taking. Y'all just literally grabbed it and ran with it. Can you speak to how you felt when you saw the deaths of Tupac and Biggie in the industry and how things changed afterwards?
Like you say, man, it was sad because those were two great rappers and songwriters, artists. I'm talking about. Matter of fact, I was listening to Tupac the other day. What was that album that every other city we go?
All Eyes on Me.
All Eyes on Me. I was listening to that album the other day, man.
Yeah.
I just had to go back into that time.
Yeah.
It's crazy that you asked that question. But it was like a gift and a curse. I guess the curse was that those guys lost their lives. Mm-hmm. That was the curse. But the floodgates bust wide open.
Yeah.
Because who was going to represent the streets? Who was going to represent that, that energy? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because, it was still gangster rap was still at its infancy.
Yeah.
With the likes of NWA and stuff like that, and Snoop and all those guys, and Dog Pound and stuff like that. So the streets still needed a voice. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But they needed the right voice that had some type of commentary. Yeah. We did have some commentary.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't all glorification of dope and killing.
Never in the game.
Never in the game. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
We had, you know what I'm saying, try to make $1 out of 15 cents. You know what I'm saying?
Be all you can be.
Be all you can be.
That's my song right there now.
Saying? So we did have that commentary. We were able to express ourselves, but at the same time, let them know what the real was.
Yeah.
It wasn't all, hey, I'm a dope dealer. Like, of course, P said hustler, gangster, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hustler, baller, gangster, cap killer, who I be your neighborhood dope dealer. That was the picture. That was the scenario that was being painted. But there was also consequences that came with that. Exactly. So we talked about those consequences. Unlike today, it's all glorification. Because when I figured that when they took the rappers of the day or the artists of today, they just took the glorification. They took the message that we did and started glorifying the negative aspects of it. Yeah. And as a result, we getting kids killed and locked up and feeding in the prison industrial complex, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? But Tupac, he even talked about Brenda's Got a Baby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Biggie talked about More Money, More Problems.
Yeah.
That's where the commentary came in. So it left the ball in our court. Mm-hmm. To do what they set it up, you know what I'm saying? And when they set up the game to carry that message, it's like a passing the baton. And that's
but then I'm going to say this, though, Moby. No, buddy, when I hear what you're saying.
Okay.
But it was a lot of artists out at that time. Mm-hmm. Anybody could have blew all the way up and dominated for the next 3 years.
Wow.
What you see what I'm saying? What was it about No Limit that caused y'all to beat out Jay-Z, AZ, Nas?
We inspired them.
Yeah.
We inspired them. See, the thing is, man, it was our energy where we were from. It was our culture.
Yeah.
Our culture was needed at the time. Our flavor.
Yeah. I'm with you.
You see what I'm saying?
I'm with
because you. Because it definitely was a Kentucky Fried Chicken before there was a Popeye.
Come on now.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we bought that season. We bought that gumbo.
Yeah.
That people needed. that, you know what I'm saying? So it was perfect timing, man. You know, they did their thing, but nobody could do Tupac like Tupac. Nobody could do Biggie like Biggie, but nobody could do No Limit like No Limit did.
Come on now.
We just brought that element that was missing, and we filled that void. It was gonna be filled either way it go, because we were on a bubble at the time they were alive.
Mm-hmm.
Really, Tupac was planning to be on the West Coast Bad Boys too. We planned to get him on that.
My God.
Yeah, we planned to put that on it, but he died untimely. You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
Crazy.
I mean, we were coming through there now. Yeah. We were coming while they was alive. We were coming through there. So we were actually jamming with them.
Yeah.
But when they passed away, you know, like, okay, because the window was like this.
Yeah.
When they passed away, Tupac passed away,
Yeah.
left that space. Biggie passed away, left that space. We came marching through there like the Saints.
Like a band.
Yeah, we came marching through there like the Saints, real talk. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that was.
Okay. I gotta ask you this. Was there ever any real rivalry or competition between No Limit and Cash Money?
Only the two CEOs.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, Cash Money had two CEOs, but No Limit had one.
Yeah.
You know, you had Slim and you had Baby, but Baby was the face.
Yeah.
So I can't speak on anything that was going on with Slim under that he had his brother back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it was and the crazy part is that they're both from the same part of town, uptown New Orleans, the third ward.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The Magnolia is walking distance from the Calio. Real talk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The good little walk, good exercise, but
Yeah.
I would say about 5 miles at the most.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it was something that they just didn't see eye to eye on. I don't know what it was. But the artists, we were good. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, because KL already knew pretty much like everybody from Uptown. KL was the DJ. It was two premier DJs in New Orleans at the time, and they both DJ'd at this club called Rumors. It was Manny Fresh and KL. You know what I'm saying? They're like brothers till this day. You know what I'm saying? So between the artists and the creators, it wasn't no conflict. We were just representing our labels and, you know, whatever, you know. And if anything was going to go down, as small as New Orleans, it could have went down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody want none of that. You know what I'm saying? But it was like they call clickbait now.
Yeah.
It was the clickbait of that time, the subject matter, you know, and it wasn't no real beef. You know what I'm saying? It was just them two dudes.
I feel that. I feel that. C Murder.
Okay.
How do you feel after 20 years have passed and he's still in jail? Thank God we got Mac back out here on the streets right now.
Okay.
But what goes through your mind when you thinking to yourself, man, we was just traveling the world making platinum records and you've been having to be behind a wall for 20 years?
I'm going to say this. Prison industrial complex in hip-hop.
Yeah.
They got to make it because it was already designed for that. You see what I'm saying? The narrative.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So even though he's innocent, they had to make an example of him, Mac, Mystical, anybody else who've been locked up in all these other rappers, Gucci.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They all spent time. So they wanted to make that look appeasing and appetizing to anybody who want to come behind them to give them so-called street cred. But it's bait.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? C did all that time. Kids, he got grown kids that he missed out on. That part I'm really pissed off about because them kids missed their dad. That's my cousin, number one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's innocent. He's at the wrong place at the wrong time when things happen, and he got accused of it. Something that he's totally innocent of. Of course, someone lost their life in the process. I mean, that's messed up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Mac. Somebody lost their life in the process.
Yeah.
And we really, you know, send our condolences to those families.
Yeah.
But we still got somebody lost too, not to undermine their loss.
Exactly.
But I figure they make an example of my cuz. They hold him hostage. You know what I'm saying? The penal system, the legal system, they're getting their money off of his time. You know, whoever the lawyers is, they're getting broke off. You know what I'm saying? Just for us to free our kinfolk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just, C is a man, really a good person, bro.
Yeah.
Good person to give you his last, his shirt off his back, man. You know, he's, you know, a staple in Southern hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
Cause, you know, without that down from my nigga, you know what I'm saying? That's, he the one that set the tone for that. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's a real messed up situation, and it just used as a tool to let these people know, the hip hop artists know that to trick them into doing the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying? And using him as a tool and also as a hostage, man. He's you know how Geronimo Pratt and all these Black Panthers, Matulu, they call it political prisoners?
Yeah.
Same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And they monetizing that and monetizing off of people's griefs. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a real messed up situation. And all I can say is Free C Murder, man. He's innocent. You know what I'm saying? And anybody who opposes that and speaks against it in any manner, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you know, fuck you.
I gotta ask you this also, Moby. When you go back through your memories museum, and you think about the Pimp C's and the Soulja Slims, and you know, so many artists and so many people that didn't get a chance to even turn gray in this thing, man. How does that make you feel when you think about that?
Man, those two guys you just named, you know, those are personal friends of mine, man, and I miss them very dearly, and I think their life were cut short, you know, because a lot of stuff, because this industry wouldn't be what it is without those guys you just mentioned. You know what I'm saying? Now you look at, we just talked about Biggie, we just talked about Pac, and then now here later we got the Young Dolphs and we got the takeoffs, man.
Yeah.
And for what? For what?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For some envy or whatever. Did it deserve gunplay? See what I'm saying? I think words are powerful. That's why I say we should change this narrative. I got this thing that this idea of changing the narrative. Mm-hmm. The narrative has to be changed because, I said prison industrial complex again, because there was a time where we had music that enlightened our people and empowered our people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We had the Tribe Called Quest. We had the Brand Nubians, you know what I'm saying? And we had more diversity. Not saying they didn't have gangster rap, but it wasn't all that you could talk about. Mm-hmm. So they just been shoving this narrative down our youngsters' throat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody just got to do something different. You know what I'm saying? Not saying there's not people who are doing things different. Shout outs to the Kendricks.
Yeah.
Shout out to the J. Coles. Yeah. Shout out to the Tyler, the Creators, and all those type of guys. You know what I'm saying? The Travis Scotts and all them type of, and they got some great artists out there, but they're just shining all the light on the negativity. And I think it's a media thing.
Yeah.
I think it's by the machine, the financial machines and stuff like that. That's financing that narrative. And we just gotta think different and not fall for the trap.
I can dig it. What advice do you got for anybody looking to get into this music industry now, Moby?
This business is made up of an equation of 100%. 9% is the business, 10% is talent. If you want to be successful, make sure you do your research. Google everything, because I didn't have Google back in them days. We had libraries. You know what I'm saying? So take care of that business. If this is what you want to do to eat, or one of the methods of getting money, do the business on your publishing, your legal aspect, all that. And there's no excuses nowadays. Do your due diligence, you know what I'm saying, and find out how you can monetize your talents and know the terminologies like intellectual properties, knowing what that is. Google that. Find that out. Intellectual properties, find out what that is. You know what I mean? Google that, and that'll let you know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And be responsible for the words coming out your mouth. Because someday you're going to be inspiring somebody. You're going to inspire millions of people. Like when I get comments on YouTube, social media, from people, a generation who was inspired by No Limit, inspired by the songwriters of Moby Dick. And within those comments, it says, "You raised me." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I had to sit back and, with the spirit of humility, and be like, hold on, how did I raise you?
Shit.
What did you take from that? Did I do the right thing? Because a lot of these kids come from one-parent home, don't have a man in their house. A woman can't raise a boy to be a man. You know what I'm saying? So that leaves the people who inspired, or the men who inspired, up-and-coming men.
Yeah.
Be responsible for those words coming out your mouth, because those are written in history. Nobody's perfect, but have some commentary. If you're going to speak some negative, make sure you know there's a moral to the story. You know what I'm saying? And inspire. Don't inspire to construct, not destruct.
Come on now. Moby. The Moby Dickopedia. Life, Language, and Lyrics by Raymond Poole. Where can they find this thing, man?
Man, there's I have a website. It's also attached to my online store. It's called Victoriana Forms.
Okay.
Okay, VictorianaForms.com. That's VictoriANNA Forms, FARMS.com. It could be found on there primarily, and temporarily right now, not for too much longer, on Amazon.com, on BooksAMillion.com, Walmart.com, and also BarnesandNoble.com. And that's for a limited. So by the time this comes out, it may just be available on Victoriana Forms. So there's a hard copy and there's a paper back. And soon to come, there's going to be an audiobook that's going to be on
right
Audible.
now. Yeah,
soon to come. So I'm working on that right now.
I'm looking at this cover though, Moby, and I see pieces of a puzzle with the side of your head. But I see morals, integrity, and perseverance.
Absolutely.
Those are three characteristics and traits that everyone must have in order to be ultra successful. How did that play a role in your damn life, man?
It got me here, bro. I'm still here.
Yeah.
I survived strokes. You know what I'm saying? So perseverance, that speaks to perseverance.
Yeah.
Integrity. Integrity, you got to stand, like say, what the OGs say, a man who don't stand for something will do what?
Any damn thing, man.
Fall for anything.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And morals, you had a grandparent, you had a parent, you know what I'm saying? This is a different breed of parents nowadays, but at least you have a grandparent.
Yeah.
And those people put morals in us. Mm-hmm. We're born with, knowing right from wrong. We're born with that.
Yeah.
Even dogs know that.
Yeah.
A dog know if it done messed up, you know what I'm saying? And he discipline them, and he know you did wrong.
Exactly.
So that's a trait that we're born with, morals and values, man. And you don't be a follower. You know what I'm saying? So that spoke to me, man. Those are the things that got me here where I'm at, man. Those are the things that I learned from the values that my parents put in me, the morals I was raised on. The scripture said, train a child in the way he's to go, and when he is old, he won't part from it. So those are the things that's instilled in me. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you call that on that cover. I think that type of art is called phrenology. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who came up with that term, but it's different segments of your mind and what makes you tick. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the things, three of the main things that made me tick. So, and it got me here. So
I can dig it. Well, Moby, as always, how can they reach you on Instagram too, man?
Oh, man. Moby Dick Official, at Moby Dick Official, and that's on all of them. That would be Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Facebook might be just Moby Dick, you know what I'm saying? But they could hit me on that. And also on Linktree, You can hit me up on my link tree where all that is linkt.ee/Moby Dick. So
Gotcha.
hit me up on that.
Appreciate you coming through this
All right,
thing as
appreciate you
always,
having me
Mo.
here,
Wish you
man.
nothing but the best and much
Oh,
success.
yeah, likewise, bro.
Be Hot Radio shouted. Moby Dick, holla at y'all in a minute, man.
Yes, sir.
We gone. Got you.
That's what that is, man.
Yes,
Great.
sir.
Another great
Man,
one.
you know how we do,
Another
Mo.
great
You
one,
know
bro.
how we damn doing this thing, sir.
Bro, I love you.